This monsoon session of Parliament promises to have a thunderous exchange between the Treasury benches and the opposition on Operation Sindoor. Rahul Gandhi clearly was first of the block, insisting he was being gagged, he wasn't being permitted to speak. But there are some very pertinent points that the opposition wants the government to clarify. Where are the terrorists who killed innocent tourists in Tehelgaon? Who will own up to the intelligence failure that Mallikarjun Kharge said had been conceded even by the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir? How many planes were shot down? And this is the question that Rahul Gandhi has asked, quoting US President Donald Trump, who insisted between 4 and 5 planes were shot down. Of course, Donald Trump did not say whether those were Indian planes or Pakistani planes. What is the truth behind Donald Trump repeatedly claiming 24, according to Mallikarjun Kharge, 24 times that he intervened using trade as a weapon or a threat to ensure there was ceasefire between India and Pakistan? Joining me on this India First special broadcast is Dr. Ajay Kumar, representing the Congress Party. Dr. Ajay Alok represents the BJP. Neerja Chaudhary is a veteran journalist and columnist, joins us on this broadcast. And for a military perspective, we have Major General Sanjay Meston, a former top defense analyst, on the show. Dr. Ajay Alok, Prime Minister, called the monsoon session a celebration of victory. Sir, how can there be celebration when the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, alleges he's being gagged, he's not being permitted to speak, a charge that was echoed by his sister and MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra?
I really don't understand, Gaurav, that in Rajya Sabha, where we are almost 3 times than the Congress, more than that, there Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge can speak at the age of 83. He's not gagged, he's not tied down or whatever. But Rahul Gandhi, Chir Yuva, at the age of 56, with 99 MPs, he cannot speak. And Mr. Jagdambika Pal very clearly explained that what happened. So I don't think there is much left to it. Actually, the whole plank was to disturb, to disrupt, because they don't want discussion on Operation Sindoor. Because when we say that this is a victorious moment for the country, this exemplifies the valor of our armed forces, their precision, and the kind of clout that India wields in the global community, they don't want to discuss about that. They simply hate it. The whole plank is they don't want anything to be discussed which increases the country's image, which increases the country's dignity, integrity. They don't want to discuss it.
Okay.
If you remember nicely, during Operation Sindoor, just the attack happened. The very next day, 2 days after that, Mr. Rahul Gandhi was the first one who said, "Kitne jahaj gire hamare? Batao kitne jahaj gire?" And his statements were very much echoed in the Pakistan parliament, Pakistani media, and he was the hero of the Pakistani media. The similar thing happened during Doklam. When Doklam was going on, he was having dinner with China's ambassador, breaking all the protocols.
Sir, I just come to Doklam in a bit.
He doesn't want to have discussion because he's the most irresponsible MP so far.
Okay, let me get Dr. Ajay Kumar to respond to this.
I'll give you an example when he was not leader of opposition.
I'll come back to you.
Just give me 30 seconds. I'll just stop. Then he can respond.
Okay, 30 seconds, sir.
Okay.
30 seconds.
So I just said that if you take out the records, and this is for your viewers, please take out the record of attendance sheet of the MPs from 2022, 23 and 24. In one of the winter session, in 23's winter session, Rahul Gandhi attendance is 0 and his average comes to 39%. He has been lying like a sitting lame duck for the last 20 years in parliament doing nothing. Okay, participated in less than 30% of debate.
I'll stay on the current issue of Operation Sindoor for the moment, but since you made a charge, Dr. Ajay Kumar, do respond to the points made by Dr. Ajay Alok. But Dr. Ajay Kumar, my colleague Mosmi Singh spoke to the acting chair Jagdambika Pal on Rahul Gandhi's charge. You heard him when Rahul Gandhi said he wasn't being allowed to speak, he was being gagged. Jagdambika Pal insists Rahul Gandhi does not want to speak. He was instead seen on his mobile instructing MPs to create disruption. He went on to say, had he wanted to speak, I would have allowed him to speak. He only wanted to create an obstacle.
So what's very interesting is, my friend Ajay was saying that Rahulji's attendance and all. Here is a Prime Minister who doesn't attend the Parliament. Prime Minister. He plays like Mahesh Shivaji, touches the chair and disappears. The Prime Minister spoke 18 minutes outside the Parliament but didn't speak at all inside the Parliament. This Prime Minister in 11 years his attendance must be 5%, 1%. He's never answered a single question on his department which is under him. And BJP is so rich, and look at the story. So first, please answer, why is the Prime Minister, he's the Prime Minister for 11 years, whose attendance is pathetic. So please answer that first. And Mr. Gandhi's attendance as far as the leader of the opposition goes is quite stellar. But second point, the Prime Minister, Dr. Ajay Alok said that Pakistan media said what the Chief of Army Air Staff said on the Make in India initiative, what the Indian Defence Attaché in Indonesia said, the CDS said. Are they all darlings of the Pakistani media? The question again is, when you ask, when the problem with this government is the defense is concerned. Look at the questions. The Prime Minister says, Atmanirbhar Bharat is doing great job, right? The Chief of Air Staff says, HAL has never delivered on a single advanced aircraft, LCA, light combat aircraft. My question is, the CDS says that we can't fight tomorrow's war with yesterday's weapons. The whole defense is telling this government, please wake up. And Prime Minister is on a parallel universe, metaverse. He speaks for 18 minutes saying, Atmanirbhar Bharat mein bahut sare defense ke production shuru ho gaye.
Okay.
And the defense is screaming. So my question to you is, the tragedy with this system is, and Ajay, please bear with me, how is the asking, Mr. Bharat Kharge spoke in the Rajya Sabha after the adjournment of the Rajya Sabha. The question is, the leader of the opposition, in the technical point which I would like to highlight is, the leader of the opposition, the Business Advisory Committee of the Parliament normally used to meet a day before or in the morning of the session. Okay, normal parliamentary practice. They didn't meet, they met today in the afternoon. Today in the afternoon, there is no discussion. It is not in that agenda. The Business Advisory Committee of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha didn't have the discussion on Sindoor. Didn't have the discussion of what the opposition is raising on the Air India aircraft crash, on Donald Trump. Only Mr. Nadda goes to the Rajya Sabha and now says we are ready to discuss. But if you remove the minutes, because Gaurav Gogoi has also tweeted it and his tweet is easily available, so I would just request you to even fact check me if you think so, is that you don't discuss into the Business Advisory Council. You don't tell the opposition what you want to discuss. And when we ask you, it could have been a smooth affair. Prime Minister speaks 18 minutes outside the parliament.
Okay.
So my only question is, don't you think the people of India want to know that why is Trump saying this? Don't you think the people want to know why the terrorists in Pahalgaon not been arrested? And don't you think the defense forces which are asking these questions, are they anti-national? Is the Chief of Staff anti-national? Is the CDS anti-national? Is the defense officer? How can that be? They are concerned
Opening
about
comments, no intervention. That's why both the, the BJP and the Congress spokespersons, they made their points with absolutely no intervention. Sir, okay, Ajay Alok wants to quickly respond to you. Sir, 30 seconds because I have to bring in Neerja Chaudhary on some very pertinent points that Dr. Ajay Kumar has raised. But quickly, sir, you want to intervene? 30 seconds, sir.
Yeah, I would like to remind my senior Dr. Ajay that it has been, you can take out the archive and check that beginning of any session, Prime Minister always speaks to the media. It's not a new thing that he spoke today for 18 minutes, number one. Number two, Parliament functions according to the rules and the rule books. And the rule book says that the Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister and the Leader of Opposition is exempted from making attendance, right? Prime Minister is always there in the campus. He might not be present inside the house. But whenever he is there inside the house and whenever he replies to all your queries, you stage a walkout. The classical example is Manipur, which was so burning issue. And when the Prime Minister started speaking, you guys made a walkout.
Fair enough. Sir, I am staying on Operation Sindoor for the moment, but you've made your brief interjection. Neerja Chaudhary, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that the government was ready for a discussion on Operation Sindoor, as did Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju. But you heard, Dr. Ajay Kumar and Gaurav Gogoi putting out that it's not there in the Business Advisory Committee. So, opposition MPs say, we want to bring up these points. The government says, fine, we'll have a discussion, and yet it's not happening. Your take on this?
I think, Gaurav, since Pahalgaon and Operation Sindoor took place, one of the demands of the opposition was to have a special session to discuss it. The government, in its wisdom, thought no, a parliamentary session, monsoon session was good enough. But it was obvious the issue that is going to take a priority for the opposition, though there are many very important issues that are going to come up in this session, is going to be Pahalgaon and Operation Sindoor. And 3-4 questions which you yourself started the discussion with. Intelligence failure, security failure, were jets brought down of India? If so, what happened? And no less than the President of the United States of America saying more than 20 times that we brokered the ceasefire again and again and again, knowing the sensitivities of the Indian government. So naturally, the opposition wants to know, tell us 1, 2, 3, 4 the answers. And I would have thought they should have gone in with the parliament session starting today, that the government would take the bull by the horn, answer these questions, and the opposition will actually stay in their seats rather than creating such a ruckus and walking out. Because the street politics is not the language of parliament. You can go into the streets and do what you want. It is words and dialogue and information, intelligently forwarded arguments that the people of India want to hear from the Parliament of India. And that is again and again missing when Parliament session meets. We have almost come to accept that din and noise is going to be the language of Parliament. We are surprised if it is not on the first day of Parliament. So I hope both sides are going to get down to these issues. Government will answer. Government has its own point of view. The opposition wants answer to the question. So, I mean, it should be done and got out of the way.
And it should have been done immediately. Ajay Alok, I'll get you to respond to that in just a moment. I also want to bring in Dr. Meston, General Meston. In a democracy, questions will be asked and the government must respond. Why then this apparent hesitation to come clean? As Neerja Chaudhary also brought out, opposition wanted a special session of parliament on Op Sindoor. In the past, there have been multiple instances and we are listing them out, whether there was a terror attack or, as the Congress often points out, even in midst of 1962 India-China war, when the opposition wanted questions to be answered, the government of the day did answer those questions. Is there a hesitation in your appreciation that the government's not coming clean? Also the hesitation on the number of aircraft lost in operations. If aircraft have been lost, say it. Or is there some secrecy involved in this, sir?
Gaurav, good evening. Wonderful issues raised by you. I would just like to, Gaurav, give a military perspective to all this.
Sure.
And you and me have been analyzing in the last, since 2021, so many wars. 2021, we analyzed the Afghan war when the Taliban invaded Afghanistan. We analyzed the Russia-Ukraine war. We analyzed the Israel-Hamas war and the other Middle East wars of Israel with Iran and Lebanon and all these places, Syria, etc., and Houthis. And now, of course, in 2025, this Op Sindoor has happened. Now, if we analyze all these wars, what stands out as one of the most spectacular and brilliant operations? I think I would just highlight 3. One is the pager attack, which was launched by Israel in Hezbollah, against Hezbollah. Next is the assassination of Ismail Hania in Iran in August 24, and July 24. And I would not say Operation Sindoor has been one of the most spectacular and the brilliant military operations carried out in all these 4 recent wars, if I have to analyze it. And I will justify it why.
Okay.
Firstly, I think in the parliament, what needs to be discussed is what was Op Sindoor all about, why it was planned and launched, and have we achieved our intent and objectives? I would say, firstly, it was a whole-of-nation approach. We have launched kinetic and non-kinetic actions for the first time. We have been very clear in selection and maintenance of aim. The targets were very clearly identified, and our targets were very clear. The terrorist camps and the terrorist camps will have to be hit, which were 9 of them, and out of that 4 were in Pakistan, Punjab, the heartland of Pakistan.
Okay.
We are aware what devastation we did. No collateral damage done. That's why I'm saying it is spectacular. Next is the Pakistan responded, and thereafter we responded in a graduated manner. We also escalated it. And finally, on 10th, we struck the military air bases. The air bases, we did the suppression of enemy air defenses. We knocked off so many of their aircraft, 10 of the aircraft, 2 of the AWACS, I think about 6 fighter jets, and C-132 Hercules. This was a destruction, and till date, Rahimyar Khan airfield is rendered ineffective.
Dr. Ajay Kumar has a question for you, I believe. Dr. Ajay Kumar had his hand up. Dr. Ajay Kumar, you have a question for General Meston or for the panel?
I didn't have a question at all. I mean,
go on, sir.
No. Yeah. I just have a point. I have no question for General. Can I go on, Gaurav?
Yes, please do.
Gaurav, can I speak?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Look, the Parliament, and I think the General has said some very, very valid points, and he's an expert, so I'm not, and I really credit him for the way he's portrayed it. The question is, the Air Force has been saying that we need 43 squadrons, we have 30 squadrons. Who will answer these questions? There was a IB intelligence failure. Who will answer it? Because it's not government fault or individual's fault. It's not Mr. Modi's fault or Mr. Rajnath Singh's fault. It's a question of what is the institutional mechanism to fix it. If you have 43 squadrons of Air Force required to counter a two-front war, then you still have only 30 squadrons effective. The Parliament is a light forum for the government to give commitment that how they plan to ensure that those 43 squadrons are completed. It's not whether we targeting Mr. Modi, targeting Rajnath Singh, targeting the government. First question. Second question is, why did the intelligence failure happen? It's not a government failure. It's an organizational, it's an institutional gap. And we're not saying hang somebody, but what are the steps as a government we need to take and as a nation to fill those gaps? That's why the Parliament is there to discuss these issues. There's a stellar job on this Operation Sindoor. There's no debate on that. I think the Operation Sindoor was a stellar, the Defense Forces did a good job, and definitely the leadership was responsible in giving that direction. So, but if you want to keep Indian borders safe and two-front war, Gaurav, then why do you have so many less squadrons active?
That's
and what is handicapping us? We can sit together and discuss it so that there's a roadmap.
And
intelligence. How do you fix the intelligence? And no. And last, it's not we are not the Parliament, like Nirjaji said, is to find out how to take the nation forward.
Yes.
I don't think we are going to say that, listen, this happened because of Prime Minister, this happened because of the planes, even if what are the reasons? Was there something we can look back? Or what are the reasons? And the government can take the leader of opposition conference and say, listen, we don't want to share this. That's perfectly okay. But I'm saying that Parliament is a forum to ensure that the country is better prepared. And country will always need to be better prepared.
That point taken entirely. And I'm so glad, and since you've worn the uniform, you put India first, and that's something that comes out so openly when you say it. But Dr. Ajay Alok, it's a point, as Neerja Chaudhary also put it, the government should have just come clean up front. And as Dr. Ajay Kumar says, discuss it in Parliament. What went wrong? What about the intelligence failure? Why isn't the government doing it immediately, sir? Leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi's social media handle, it put out a post seeking the truth about 5 aircraft claim of Donald Trump. Now, he asked, Modi ji, 5 जहाजों का सच क्या है? देश को जानने का हक है. So why isn't this information coming out, sir?
Gaurav, first of all, I wish the same voice I'm hearing from Dr. Ajay Kumar, it could have been reflected in Rahul Gandhi's action and voice also, but nonetheless, it never happened. Now, the point here is, who is afraid of in Parliament? Who is afraid? Yesterday, we had an all-party meeting, and it was very well decided that today in the afternoon, the Business Advisory Committee will meet and everything will be finalized. It was decided yesterday only, with all-party meeting. Where did the commitment went wrong? From whose side? Now, as a political party, on a lighter note, you also know, the whole country knows. We want Rahul Gandhi to speak. We desperately want that he should speak. Rather, I'll request Dr. Ajay Kumar that please convey our message to the Congress party that whatever the time allotment Speaker gives to Congress party for a discussion for 16 hours in the Lok Sabha, whatever the time the Congress party gets, let Rahul Gandhi be the sole speaker for the 2 days. We would love that. Because the more Rahul Gandhi speaks, the more we get the ammunition. It's very simple. We want him to speak. Why we won't want that Rahul Gandhi should not speak? He must speak. He does so many good things for us. He hugs Prime Minister in the Parliament. He just winks at you in the Parliament. He does so many beautiful things, lovely things, adorable things. I mean, this is the kind of irresponsible behavior what was done by the Congress, and you never spoke a word about it for today. You're just beating around the whole thing, but you're not talking about the parliamentary disruption which happened today. In the 17th Lok Sabha, more than 50% of time has been wasted by the Congress. Isn't this true? Everybody in the right, from the media or a common man, if you'll ask, parliament session शुरू हो रहा है, हाँ तो ठीक है, कोई नया मुद्दा आ जाएगा 5 दिन पहले, और नया मुद्दा नहीं आएगा तो कोई मुद्दा बना के पार्लियामेंट को चलने नहीं दिया जाएगा. This is the perception in the country. Is this good perception about your party? That you people deliberately don't want discussion? Who's afraid of discussion? When Prime Minister today said it's a glorious moment for the country with Operation Sindoor, we would like to discuss that. We would like to tell everyone, we like to the whole country know.
Okay.
But your problem is you are talking Sindoor, but you don't want to discuss it actually. Because whenever the reply will come, you will stage a walkout. I'll give you the example of Manipur.
Okay.
And same voice that Ajay Kumar is never heard in Gandhi family. This is the problem.
Let me bring in Neerja Chaudhary once again. Neerja Chaudhary, government talks about this victory in Operation Sindoor. It says the world was looking at made in India weapons. The government's repeatedly talking about the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. And there are several reports that seem to indicate that there are many countries across the globe that are looking at BrahMos supersonic cruise missile or the Dhanush, gun or the Akash system. They're looking at it. In your view, this narrative when the opposition talks about 5 aircraft lost, intelligence failure, diplomatic setback, does this adversely impact India's narrative on the world stage, or it's par for the course?
I think, Gaurav, there are two sides to that picture. Certainly, the way the armed forces came across, fought, the Prime Minister said the terror infrastructure in Pakistan was destroyed. We want to know more details about all of it. The delegations that went abroad, what is the impact they had on policy making in those countries, and so on. We want to know more from the government. Normally, what happens when an important event like this happens, Parliament is the forum where the government makes the most comprehensive statement to the country. You wait for Parliament session to be there for the government to make that statement. Now, the country would look for that kind of a comprehensive statement on Pahalgaon and Operation Sindoor, on Operation Sindoor. Now, I would say on this, as far as the security of the country is concerned, as far as terrorist attacks are concerned, the opposition and the ruling side are really on the same side, or should be. We are all concerned, equally concerned. That is why the opposition asked the question of the government to get more information, to ensure accountability. And if there have been questions asked by the foreign media, which the National Security Advisor called, a lot of fake news has been coming, then we need to have answers to that also. Yes. What does the government have to say? And how our armed forces came across? What was the role of China, its latest equipment that it is given to Pakistan? We want to know all of that. The country has a right to know all of that. And I think to start off being adversaries on an issue like this, even, sloganeering in Parliament, I think it's a very grave issue. And somewhere greater gravitas was called for in handling this issue in Parliament.
Clearly, because I completely agree with every word you say. The nation has a right to know. Dr. Ajay Alok, before I bring in General Meston, and just for 30 seconds, I want you to intervene. If foreign political leaders are being told, if think tanks are being told, if journalists overseas are being briefed by our delegation, our Parliament has the first right to know. India has the first right to know. Indian journalists have the first right to know. We are speaking to the world. We are not speaking to our own people. Why?
You are very correct that the Parliament has the right to know everything, and we are ready to speak in the Parliament. We are ready to inform the Parliament about everything. For that to happen, we need a balanced, a responsible opposition who wants to have discussion. We don't need someone erratic, someone who wants to create just chaos, don't want to go ahead with anything, don't undergo with their agreement what we had yesterday. Now the Business Advisory Committee has fixed the next week, 16 hours for Lok Sabha, 9 hours for Rajya Sabha. Now we want the discussion to happen, so they should behave responsibly. Let the parliament function. Whatever the track record we are seeing since 2018, every time the parliament session comes up, either some foreign issues crops up or they create a ruckus on basis of some issue and they don't let the parliament function. To run a parliament, now if we run a parliament without opposition, you will say it is anarchy going on. And you don't let the parliament function. You cannot have both the ways. People of this country are not fool enough. They are watching you also and they are watching us also.
Okay.
And Prime Minister today, when he delivers the message that it's a victorious moment for our country, the message is very sound and clear that what we want to say in the parliament. Please come, have patience to listen us, and we'll also listen to you. What are your concerns?
Fair
and
enough.
we are ready for all the answer.
On 2 points, I have 2 points I want to bring in General Meston. General Meston, the government claims Operation Sindoor is still on. Dr. Kumar, I'm just coming to you in 2 seconds, sir.
No problem.
General Meston, 2 points quickly. Intelligence failure. Should heads be rolling right now? Government claims the operation is still on. On the other aspect, on aircraft lost, should that information be out in public domain, confirmed by the government at this stage if operations are still on, or at some stage that information must come out? Because if aircraft have been lost, there are reports aircraft have been lost even on the other side. No information available on that side. But I still want to know, should we know now? Should we know later about aircraft lost?
I think, Gaurav, when the three DGMOs equivalent were giving the briefing, I think the DGMO from the air side, Air Marshal Bharti, was very, very clear. Some losses have occurred and losses bound to occur in a war scenario. He has clearly stated, and in due course, people will know. Now, why it is not coming out now? After all, firstly, how they have been downed, we really do not know. But I at least do not know. The only people who we know who were involved in the actual combat, was it, because of our own failure or somewhere, or was it, I do not know the reasons. So that definitely would be analyzed, the technical reasons, the tactical reason. And mind you, the CDS had also stated very clearly that losses have occurred, and we have analyzed, and thereafter, when we struck again on 10th May, we struck very deep, including Kirana Hills. None of our aircrafts were targeted, rather we targeted them, and we even destroyed the suppression of enemy air defenses. So some lessons have to be drawn, and they will be drawn, and in due course, I think the people will know. And again, see, after all, some of these aircrafts, I do not know which ones have been down. Some of them may be of the latest this thing. So all these secrecy aspects have to be come in mind, but the numbers apparently in due course will come out.
Okay, Dr. Ajay Kumar?
Yeah, number two, the intelligence aspect. I will, Gaurav. See, intelligence is the ongoing process. Yes, I think extreme ownership has been taken by the Lieutenant Governor in stating, I take the onus and responsibility. It's an intelligence failure. I can give so many examples. 9/11 was the biggest intelligence failure. Bin Laden was traced out after 11 years in Pakistan. So the government efforts are done, and that's why you stated Operation Sindoor is yet on. I would say yet Operation Sindoor is yet on, because we have given a clear message to Pakistan. Now this is the new normal, and any act of terrorism will be considered an act of war. And therefore, Pakistan today is very, very clear that if they try anything, they will get more than what they have deserved. And the non-kinetic action I was talking about, this
Indus Waters Treaty.
Indus Water Treaty, which has been one of the best.
Again, the government should bring out all these details in Parliament instead of, my reservation is you've told the world, but you haven't told your own elected leaders and your own fourth estate. But Dr. Ajay Kumar, BJP accuses the Congress of speaking Pakistan's language, especially on the loss of aircraft. BJP's IT cell chief Amit Malviya, he says it's not surprising that Rahul Gandhi is speaking the language of Pakistan and its benefactors. He hasn't congratulated the Prime Minister on Operation Sindoor, which showcases India's dominance. Instead, he repeatedly asks how many jets were lost, a question that has already been addressed by the DGMO briefing. Curiously, he hasn't once inquired about how many Pakistani jets were downed in the conflict or how many were destroyed while parked in the hangars when Indian forces pounded Pakistani air bases.
No, so first of all, Amit Malviya is an expert on disinformation, and power to him. First question is the chief of the defense staff. What did he say? So is he speaking the language of Pakistan? Is the defense attaché in Indonesia speaking the chief? So tell him, Mr. Amit Malviya, to stop labeling, the most ridiculous nonsense is to label the leader of opposition and other parliamentarians as Pakistanis. That's how you divide a country. We don't call the prime minister, lover of Pakistan or something. The second issue, which is very important, I know Dr. General Meston has said a lot of stuff, but the important issue is, and two political points and one strategic point.
Go on, sir.
On Manipur, Dr. Ajay Alok was saying the Prime Minister spoke. He's never been to Manipur. And he spoke after so long. And you say that Manipur is something you have to be proud of? He's gone all over the world, 161 countries, but he's not gone to Manipur. And you're saying that the Prime Minister is so sensitive, concerned about a part of India which is a bordering to Burma's border and a strategically very sensitive area, and you still say that the Prime Minister. Second point, political. All parties meet. Our Prime Minister went to Madhubani to address the election rally in Bihar, but did not come to the all-party meeting twice. Twice he didn't come. And you say that he treats the national issues with importance? He went for a political rally, sir, but an all-party meeting to put the nation together. All parties spoke in favor of stood with the country, didn't speak. Now the third question, which General seems to miss, why you need to discuss is what is China's role? China was giving us a spot-on information on where are the targets of Indian targets. That's what is in the public domain, which everybody seems to be talking, from Wall Street Journal to everybody, to the economists, to everybody else. So we want to know what was China's role.
So India
and
Today raised the point that how China was giving intelligence of India Today. India Today dekha karo sir, kahan Wall Street Journal dekh rahe ho?
India Today, sorry, no, Gaurav, you. I mean, in fact, because I got carried away, India Today did a great job on that, and you did a great job on that, and hats off to you. So Chinese role, the intelligence, but more important is the Chinese role also needs to be discussed.
Absolutely.
The shortage of aircraft needs to be discussed. Shortage of aircraft. General, I need you to your wisdom on 42 squadrons are there, and one question: why do we still have 30? Those are questions which are very important, sir. As an Indian, forget Ajay and me. Those are questions we need to answer. Ajay is as patriotic as anyone else, as one of the most.
Indian.
Exactly. No, at least I know Ajay Alok. So I'm saying all of us are patriotic. So we should desist from those statements. And I would request Amit Malviya through your channel to please stop labeling, fellow Indians as Pakistan. It's not nice. And we should also, if we are doing it, we should stop.
No, absolutely. Because especially when we're dealing, one, with Pakistan state-sponsored radical Islamist terror, two, the Chinese support that the Pakistanis get, this is something that we all have to be on the same page on.
Absolutely.
That's the only way you deal with the threat. Now you have another threat that's coming on the Bangladesh border. But Neerja Chaudhary, the last 30 seconds I have on this part of the show, US President repeatedly claiming, I brokered peace. He may have his own troubles. He may be trying to do some narrative building. He may be trying to put some pressure for trade deal. We do not know. But who will, in a way, give us facts on this, on the alleged US role? Should it come out from the External Affairs Minister in Parliament very clearly? Or is the government looking after Indo-US relations and then letting him get away with these bizarre statements, ma'am?
I think whether it's External Affairs Minister or the Prime Minister, it's certainly very high up. Something authoritative needs to come out about the chronology of events on that day, on May 10th. What really happened, really hour by hour, and how it led to Donald Trump announcing the ceasefire. Suppose, hypothetically speaking, he'd not done that, and it was done by the Indian side. The damage to India would not have been so much to the, how things came about. And an impression created that we did it under pressure, the ceasefire. Whereas it's possible that government would have seen, there's no point prolonging a war between two nuclear powers. And it would hurt the India story. So there can be many considerations that would have played for the government of India. Now, I think we need a statement a detailed statement, whether it's the Foreign Affairs Minister or the Prime Minister. As far as the opposition is concerned, the Prime Minister will carry more weight if that statement comes from Narendra
And we
Modi.
need a detailed discussion in Parliament. We must have a discussion in Parliament with no disruptions, hopefully, from any side. So that the nation really gets to know our spectacular victory during Operation Sindoor, and of course the shortcomings. That too must be addressed to ensure that next time, if Pakistan tries something funny, it's hit harder and deeper.